Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. I'm your host, Barbara Marvel Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us. We happen to have West Pasco's second chamber show of the month.
Wow.
Yes.
How about that?
Thank you guys
You
so
liked
much.
it so much that when I said, hey, you want to do a second show, you jumped right in there.
Oh, well, we do thank you for that. We thank you for the first show, let alone having another opportunity.
I know. Chip Wickmanowski, Paul Friedlander. It's
Hello.
great to have you back again, co-hosting and telling about what's happening. There's some exciting things going on in West Pasco with this honorary stuff and all these wonderful events, and I can't wait to hear about all that. You know, you guys, you just do it all, don't you?
We do have a few things going on.
Just a couple.
Just a couple, but
What do
we're
you
here
want?
today specifically
Yes.
because this whole show is being dedicated to the honorary governor of West Pasco race. Now, we all know that today Florida decides. It's the presidential primary day
Yes.
here in Florida.
Okay.
And we know that there's a lot of big things going on about the next president of the United States, but there's a much more important race going on in West Pasco starting this month, and that is the honorary governor of West Pasco. Obviously it's a honorary title that a person could have, but it's one that is worn for 1 year, and it's a little bit different. It's like Chicago politics. You buy your votes. Okay, so, it's the way it works is that we have candidates that are running for the honorary governor position.
Right.
They are running to support the programs of the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce, but more importantly, running to support the programs of a local charity that they choose.
See, I love this. That's why I couldn't wait to have you guys on to talk about that. Paul, I know you're waiting to chime in there too.
No, I just, the first time we were involved with you guys, if you remember, was myself and Tina Farrell.
Yeah. Oh,
and we came on and spoke about it, and Tina was the honorary governor that year.
Yes, that's right.
And then our current honorary governor is the other half of the Farrell family, Steve Farrell. And he ran a great campaign with Doug Saxon, who was on here with you last year.
Yes.
So it's, like Chip said, what's neat about it is it helps support the programs of the West Pasco Chamber. But more importantly, it helps support the individual charities that the honorary governors decide to run for. And we were truly blessed this year. Instead of having 2 people running, we actually have 3, of which everybody's going to get a chance to see them and hear who their charity of choice is, what their functions and fundraisers are. And I got to tell you something. We'll let them go over those, but there's a lot of fun things happening.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of fun things happening, including what Chip's probably going to talk a little bit about, something that's happening at the end of March, which is a function for the honorary governor's race, but involves all 3 of them.
It's going to be a great event, but we would be remiss if we didn't thank our honorary governor candidates.
Yes.
And we didn't thank the charities that are supporting them. One of them is back for their 3rd year in a row supporting an honorary governor candidate. I ran for honorary governor way back when in like 1998 or 1999.
Tell them how much you raised.
Yeah, we raised like $300 or $400.
Really?
Yeah, and I finished 2nd.
Yeah.
So it really has.
So you have some experience
I
with
was
this.
the lieutenant governor.
I see. I see.
Okay, and now I'm just the president. Is the area secure?
It is
Okay,
secure.
thank you. But what this year we have 3 great candidates. In all actuality, we would love to have 20 candidates because it's about raising money for the charity and then it is just about that individual. But this year we have Ken Watkins, who is running to support the SPCA Suncoast. We have Sean Foster, who is running to support Pasco Kids First, their 3rd year in a row as an organization, the nonprofit. And we also have Mark Wickham, who is the head of the YFA, and he's here to raise money for YFA and the Rap River House.
That's awesome.
The Rap House.
I know you've been involved. In fact, when we first talked, it was about the Pasco Kids First. You've been
Yes.
involved with them for a good while.
Yep, I was involved. I'm on their board, but it's all the I don't need to tell you because I've gotten you involved in Dancing with the Local Stars, and I've gotten you involved in different types of there's a lot of fundraising and a lot of special programs up here, and Pasco Kids First is just one of them. They work with children in the age range of 0 to 5. From abuse and any type of distress. And I've had the opportunity, when I ran, I had the opportunity to go out in the field with one of their resource moms to see how they work with the families and stuff. I mean, it's really, really neat. And then, like Chip said, then there's people out there that have, I love animals, but there's people out there that really have it in their heart, and that's where the SPCA Suncoast comes into play. And then YFA, I'm honored. Don Anderson, who's sitting out in the audience right now, is one of my fellow Rotarians, and they have a place called the Rap House, which stands for Runaway Prevention Program, and we go out there and cook twice a month for them in the evening for dinner, and there's usually anywhere from 15 to 19 kids that are at risk or have run away from home, but there's a place for them to go. And Don will come on, and not Don, but Mark will come on and talk more about YFA, which is Youth and Family Alternatives, which is the overall governing body that the Rap House is part of.
That's wonderful. I knew the Rap House was one of the charities for Dancing with the Local Stars when I danced, and we actually had all of the charities, because there was like a group of them for Dancing with Local Stars, and I had a member from each one of the charities come on the show as some of the dancers and everything. You know, that's what I love about our communities, is everybody just engages with one another in business, but in the community, and really puts their heart in it. I talk about the little town of Port Richey, New Port Richey. It's a little town with big hearts.
Yes.
Big hearts. Everybody engages with one another, and that's just so beautiful. And I have to say thank you to you guys for putting a lot of this together. I mean, you're everywhere. I don't get a chance to get to many of the events because, of course, I interview so many chambers and everything, but the ones that I get to, you guys are always there. Always there.
Well,
supporting.
thank
You had what,
Thank you.
3 going on? Was it last Saturday or something?
last
You were
Saturday,
telling me.
3.
Boom, boom, boom.
Hardest
back to
working
back.
man in West Pasco.
About that, but yeah, we had 3
The
going.
man that can't say no,
That's what you said
except
to
to
me.
his wife. Sorry, can't do the honeydews.
But I got to tell you, and Chip would agree with me on this. A lot of what happens and a lot of the success of what's going on is what you guys here at Tampa Bay Multimedia have created for us. You've given us a platform above and beyond any platform we've ever had in the past. And so we thank you. We thank John and Rod and James and Batman and everybody that's behind the scenes, and Taylor. Because again, and I think Chip will agree, not near the audience if we weren't able to do this, and we appreciate that.
And one of the things we're going to do today is make sure that each of our candidates and each of the organization gets their segment of the show, so that they can use it as an advertising tool for themselves, a marketing tool.
And thanks for saying that, because it really is. There's so much out there in social media. It's always good to have these clips that you can put wherever you want to. If you have a website, and to raise money. I mean, it really does help.
Well, let's get to the big event coming up at the end of this month, because like Paul said, the candidates and the organizations all have lots of events, but we were approached by Jeremy Simons and Nikki Robles is her name?
Nikki Robles.
Over at the Verizon Event Center. They came up with an idea to get all 3 candidates involved in an event, and that was going to be the Honorary Governor of West Pasco debate. And we said, okay, we'll be happy to participate in that as long as all the candidates want to get involved, and they all have done it. And so what we're going to have is a debate on March 31st at the Verizon Event Center.
Okay.
And it costs $20 to get in. Now that's $20 that goes towards your candidate of choice. We do have the ability. We are only selling these online. Okay, so if you want to go and support one of these candidates that you're going to see today, you have to go to www.westpasco.com and pull up the event site. Okay, and on there is going to be the opportunity right there on the there's a red bar on our web page that says Honorary Governor. Okay, and you want to click on that. And then what you're able to do is go in and pay the $20 that it takes to get in the door. You could support all the candidates if you'd like. There it is right there, the Honorary Governor. And when you do that, that's $20 that's going to go to support that candidate's campaign. And it is $1 a vote.
Cool.
Okay? And that's the way it works. The candidate that raises the most money in the course of our time period, which I believe is February 1 through April 29th,
30th,
is going to be declared the Honorary Governor of West Pasco. Since the winner this year will get another beautiful top hat that they'll be able to wear proudly. We invite them to take part in a lot of chamber activities, lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, come and be a guest speaker at events, talk to our people, be there as an ambassador of the organization.
And we usually have the winners that come back on the show.
Yes.
Absolutely. So that's fun. I mean, you guys you just do it all. I love it. And you know what? The thing is that there's always something for a chamber member. So I want to get my little plug in for becoming a chamber member. Is there's so much for you to get involved with. If you want to go to a coffee, you want to go to a mixer, a luncheon, and then all these different charity events that you can get involved with. The one thing that I do say that is a commonality with all the chambers is getting involved. When you get involved, you can see a difference in your business. And that's one of the reasons why John Gaston here at Tampa Bay Multimedia airs the shows through WeBeamTV.com. You'll be able to see this show tomorrow, the very same show, and next week, the same show again. So if you missed it, or if you have someone that you want to tell about it, and I think this is a great way to really promote to what's coming up. And with all the events and everything. Right. So it's about really getting involved with the chamber, and I'm always bragging on you guys and being so involved. I mean, you think nothing about going out and visiting a business, and and Paul, he's always great about calling me and giving me names of people that may be wanting to come on the show, and like Darlene, I call her right away, and gave a nice plug for the chamber because it works. It really works.
It does. It's about, like you said, being involved, but it's about developing relationships.
Yes.
It's about accessing the resources that are out there. The West Pasco Chamber of Commerce can provide you all the resources that you need to be successful in your business, which will in turn make our community a success, which will improve the quality of life that we have. But you got to access those resources. Find out what they are by coming to some of our events. Find out what they are by watching us on TV, and be able to share that with your colleagues out in the community. And you're going to see that this community is going to continue to grow. And one of those accesses of resources that are here are you guys. So
we're proud to be here, and I'll tell you, since we moved into this building, it's expanding every week. I mean, more new shows.
Awesome.
We're doing well over 20 shows a week between here and Tampa, and with iHeartRadio, and then the live shows. It's very exciting to see that.
We heart Barbara Marvel Kelly.
We heart. That's right, man.
Okay, thank you. Well, you're going to stick around, right?
I am. Yes, ma'am.
And
No, I'm not sticking around.
You're not sticking.
No, but I do want to personally thank the candidates this year.
Okay.
Ken Watkins, again, representing SPCA Suncoast. Mark Wickham, representing the YFA and the Rap House. And Sean Foster, who last year said he couldn't do it and promised to do it this year. And I guarantee you the man's busy and held to that commitment. And so he's running again, he is running this year. So we've got 3 candidates. Tough choice.
they've all jumped in.
I'm wishing them the best of luck.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for saying that, because really, getting involved, I know what it's like getting involved. Only a tiny little smidgen compared to what you guys and everybody else that's involved in the community, but it does take commitment and putting all that time in, that extra time in. But you know what? When you have your heart into something, it doesn't seem like work. It doesn't even really seem like a commitment. Although I will tell you, my poor little feet, were dancing their feet off. And
it was interesting getting involved in one. You ended up getting involved in 2.
I know, and I've been asked 2 more times. Oh my goodness, I'm like you, can't say no, right? But it feels so much different when you're getting involved for somebody else, for a charity.
Yes.
I mean, I was so proud to be able to participate that way, and then to go and speak at the Business Development
and we thank you
Week.
for that, for successful wins.
Got my little award and everything. It meant so much, because when I was raising my children in Pasco, that's what I was doing, raising my children and working, and I never even heard about the chamber way back in the 80s, and how long has the chamber been around anyway, West Pasco?
Well, 1944, I believe, somewhere going way back then, the Newport Richey Chamber was formed, maybe even a little bit earlier, but the West Pasco Chamber's been here since 1971.
I think,
Or no, 91. There was Newport Richey Chamber. They're the ones that built the building, but there was also a Holiday Chamber and a Hudson Chamber.
Oh, okay.
They all combined in 1991 to form the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce.
Wow.
Because they know that it's one community that they can represent.
With a big heart.
Yes.
With 19 going right through it.
That's right. Absolutely.
That's
We're
right.
going to take a break right now. When we come back, we're going to get a chance to meet our candidates right here in our little town of Newport Richey. So stay with us, and I want to thank you, Chip, for joining us. Paul's
Happy
going to stick
birthday,
around.
Mr. Drew.
Yes.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bennett created, perfected, and patented the Bennett spine procedures. Using his genius, Bennett invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bennett spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back.
I was going to tell
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist
like
because
that jacket,
it's
man.
made for you
Those socks
and me.
rock.
Providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
Coming here, you're not just like an ordinary
Mark Wickham
patient. You're actually like treated like a
and
family
Captain
member.
James
like,
Mallo.
you're treated like
YFA.
he actually gets to know you and makes you smile.
Welcome to New Tampa
back
Pediatric
and
Dental,
get out.
and we
Get
are
out.
the Bees!
All right, I'll be back.
Called New
Did we
Tampa
see if
Pediatric
our
Dental
other guests
today.
made it here or not? Oh, they did? Oh, great.
Never worry. We can handle that fourth quarter by ourselves.
You can
baby.
throw that in your pocket, and then when you have a seat, just make sure that you take the wires and you hide it like in your jacket, basically.
What?
Barbara's like taking 12 out of school.
This is
You can probably keep his outside. You're not going to be able to see it up against the black uniform.
What's that?
They're trying to figure out how to run his wire and stuff. He put his vest on and everything.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex. Short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Ever need a doctor after hours? Well, searching won't help. But what do? You could go to the urgent care or ER, but if only there was a better way. Introducing the MNO Plus Card. No waiting rooms, no copay, no consultation fee, giving you 24/7 access to a doctor by phone or online. It's easy to get started with affordable plans starting at $15 a month for a family of 5. For more information, visit mnoplus.com today.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us. Paul Freelander stayed with us with West Pasco. In case you're just tuning in, this is all about West Pasco, doing 2 shows a month now, which I'm very excited.
Yeah, we're excited.
We have with us one who is running for office, Mr. Mark Wickham, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And we also have Captain James Mallo, who is partnering up with this whole charity, this whole event.
Right.
So I'm going to just turn it over to you. How did they get you involved with this?
Well, it was a hard sell, but
Was it?
Paul gave me a call and twisted my arm and said we should do it. Now, for a lot of years, I think YFA, Youth and Family Alternatives, has been involved in this community. I think a couple occasions, George McGrill, who was the CEO before me, did a run, and it was really, from my perspective, it was simple. Let's do it for RAP House, which is Runaway Alternative Program. Let's do it for children of this community. And that was the sell for me.
That's all you
It
have
wasn't
to
about
do.
me, it was about the kids, and it's about our community. So.
When you say kids,
Yeah.
that's it.
So-
Exactly.
And then we were able to connect with Captain Mallo, and the rest is history. And here we are. We're going to do it, and we're in it to win it.
You are a team, and I can only imagine what got you involved. You've been with the department for quite a while.
Yeah, I've been with Pasco Sheriff's Office for 15 years. I'm the captain of the Juvenile Investigations Division. The sheriff created the division almost a year ago, and he took everything child protective. So all of our child protective investigators are out there doing a lot of really important work out there, and working extremely hard. And all of our school resource officers, and put all that together and made a division, and it's working out really, really well.
Well, you're out there and you see what's happening with our children today, so I can see your heart really into this, full out, playing full out with this. So tell me more about, what you want to share, because we want them to vote for you.
Yeah.
Right?
So, yeah, we say a vote for me is a vote for our children, a vote for our community, and a vote to really improve our community. Every child gets, should have an opportunity to be successful. Runaway Alternative Program, which is RAP program, is there in our community to really help these kids. These kids who are, I think at times, probably having the worst time of their life, but needing a program like ours, and we work very closely with the Sheriff's Department and the community, a bunch of different sponsors and businesses in the West Pasco Chamber. We couldn't do it without those folks either. But our program saves lives. I'll just give you a quick little story that I asked the child to write this up, and he said, a parent is supposed to take care of you, feed you, and make sure you're going to school and not getting in trouble. My dad doesn't do that for me. We live from place to place, in a park, in a car. We've stayed at his girlfriend's house, and we couldn't stay there anymore. We slept on the ground. We slept in a car. There were days that we didn't eat. There's a lot of times that I've felt unsafe in my life. I asked to come. This child said, I asked to come to Rap House because I didn't want to sleep on the ground anymore. I wanted to make sure that I could eat, and I wanted to get my life back together. So he asked the judge, please put me there. And what this child has been able to have since he's been there is a safe place to live, clothes on their back, an ability to go back to school, and being able to get 3 meals, nutritious meals a day. But more importantly, this community wrapping its arms around this child and this program to help give them hope in their lives and an opportunity to pull it together so they can do something with their future. That is what we're about. We're about those kids. We're about these children who need our help.
Mark, while she's recuperating, you guys have 3 houses in the...
We do. We have 3 houses. One is in Bartow, one is in Brooksville, and one is here in Newport Richey. We're a children and family organization that serves 13 counties. We have 500 wonderful employees that work for our organization. And without those employees, we can't give them the services that they need, those families and those children. So, I'm here on behalf of the children, on behalf of the families, but more on behalf of our community and our employees who give of themselves every day.
Absolutely. And how old are these children?
They range in age anywhere between 10 and 18 years old.
That is quite a range.
Yeah, it is.
And Mark, just so that everybody understands out, because there's probably a lot of people in this community that are aware of the Rap House, and there's probably a lot of people that maybe aren't. But outside of the Rap House, Youth and Family Alternatives, what else does that expanse cover?
So we also provide adoption services, reunification services, case management services, drug and alcohol services. We're also in some of the schools and helping with counseling of students, helping them to stay in school. We work closely, like I said, with the Sheriff's Department and the school districts with children who have truancy issues to help to keep them in school. A lot of times with the truancy issues, what we find out is they're truant because they're at home taking care of the family.
Yeah.
It's not that they don't want to come to school.
Sure.
They're at home because they feel a responsibility to take care of their family. And so it's really getting out there in the community, working in partnership with the Sheriff's Department and our friends at the West Pasco Chamber and all of the businesses that support us to find out really what's going on and how we can help. We're a piece of the of being able to help with this issue.
Oh.
The big piece for us is we take it in small chunks. We look at every child and every family, and we want to make sure we create opportunity for those folks.
And it seems like, it feels like to me that you have a lifeline with one another.
We do.
And
We
these
do.
kids that you help, that you're giving that little glimmer of hope,
Yeah.
they're going to give back when they become adults.
Yes.
So you're affecting these kids,
Yeah.
but they're going to be adults at some point. They're going to remember that.
There's a story of a woman who is now a detective who comes back and tells us about her time in Rap House.
Oh, I love
And
that.
so we have the success stories. We have a counselor who's been there. His name is Ken Savage, and he's been there at Rap House forever and ever. And he had times that have been walking into stores and somebody comes running up behind him and taps him on the back and says, "You might not remember me, but I was the kid who really gave you a lot of trouble. But I want you to know I got my first job and I bought my first car and things are going well." I mean, it's just that kind of stuff that happens, which is, that's warmth to us.
And that's got to, Captain Mallo, it's got to make your job maybe not easier, but at least there's some light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, it's great, because when we find kids out there and they're in need, and we're able to place them at the Rap House, it's such a great partnership, knowing that what Rap House, Danielle and everybody else out there at the Rap House, what they actually do out there on a daily basis to take care of those kids, to give them a warm bed and some food. So the deputy that picks these children up and are able to take them there and drop them off, at least we know we're dropping them off at an extremely safe place, at a wonderful place.
Yes,
We're going to get help.
I was just going to say, that gives you hope too, and not leave these children with a heavy heart.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
you've been with the force for how long?
I went with Pasco for 15 years.
15 years. You've seen a lot. You've seen it all. You've seen it all. So this is
And I
this
gotta
is so
tell you,
amazing.
This guy right here, is it 3 years now, Mark? Or is it
Yeah,
longer?
2 years. It's 2 years this month. Yeah.
I ran into him
Yeah.
when he first came to the community. There was an event taking place at Gill Dogs. We
Yeah.
were walking up together and
Yes, sir.
talking, but talk about somebody that's only been in the community for 2 years, but seems like he's been here forever because of what he does and how he, and I think this community does that to people. I mean,
Yeah.
he just jumped right in.
Yeah.
Feet first, and most people would never have guessed that he's only been here for 2 years if they didn't really know.
Yeah. It's a fantastic place to live.
I know.
It really is.
I know. I raised my boys here.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
fantastic. This community is very invested in our children.
Everybody says that.
Yes.
Yes.
It's heartwarming.
It really is. It's exciting. And I'm so glad to have you watching the show and hearing what this fantastic group of people are doing here in West Pasco and how you can get involved and, of course, support everyone. Let's support everyone so
That's right.
everyone wins, right?
Well, yeah, but we'd like you to support us. We're in it to win it. So-
I was waiting. That's what I was waiting for.
I mean, we want to win this.
Exactly. So you want to definitely vote for Mark Wickham, and I
Yeah.
want to thank Captain Mallo for coming on board. This is a wonderful event. Stick around. We'll be right back. We have more candidates coming up right here.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
Providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
Coming here, you're not just like an ordinary patient. You're actually like treated like a family member, and like you're treated like he actually gets to know you and makes you smile.
Welcome to New Tampa Pediatric Dental, and we are the Bees!
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex. Short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Ever need a doctor after hours? Well, searching won't help. But what do? You could go to the urgent care or ER, but if only there was a better way. Introducing the MNO Plus Card. No waiting rooms, no copay, no consultation fee, giving you 24/7 access to a doctor by phone or online. It's easy to get started with affordable plans starting at $15 a month for a family of 5. For more information, visit mnoplus.com today.
And we're back live now. This is how the show goes as we get into it.
We do have fun.
We do have a lot of fun with West Pasco. But welcome back into My Chamber TV. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly, and we were just having a few chuckles on what's going on in the neighborhood with our shy guest here, Sean Foster, who is actually running. He is our candidate, our second candidate in the show. And we also have Miss Becky Bennett with us, too. Thank you for coming back. This is your second time.
Third.
Oh, at least,
Third? Is it the third? Really? Wow, you're a regular now. How about that? So how do you feel about all this this candidacy that you're running for?
We're excited.
Yeah.
We are really excited. It's just a great opportunity.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of folks haven't heard about Pasco Kids First and what they do for our community. So we're excited. You know, we've got some other great candidates, and we're looking forward to their events. So it's going to be a good couple of weeks.
So I'm looking forward to this debate, too, to hear all about that.
There's a big debate coming up here.
But I hear you're kind of shy, so I don't know. Are you going to...
I'm not like Donald Trump, but I'm...
You have better hair.
Thank you.
Oh, I knew that was going to come out at some point. So when it comes to the kids, we were just talking about when it comes to kids, how can we say no, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons I've done a lot of things, been fortunate to have the opportunity to do a lot of things in the community. And I had never done really a volunteer effort for Pasco Kids First, and it really touched really close to my heart. When I graduated from college, I worked for an organization just like Pasco Kids First in Manatee County, and that was my first job out of college. Oh. And so it really has obviously a tug at my heart.
Yeah,
you can
there's
see.
a connection there.
There's a deep connection, absolutely.
How could you not get involved, right?
Absolutely.
So I think this is really fabulous what they're doing up here. And Becky, we cross paths many times in the community, and you're just a delight. You're Director of Development.
Right.
And I want to hear more about how you're getting involved with all this as well, because you're obviously with Pasco Kids First, and boy, they do come first, don't they?
They do. They absolutely do. Well, I was walking around the neighborhood, and I get a call from Sean Foster and asking if he could give me a call back, and he said that he was interested in running for the honorary governor and wanted to know if I could tell him a little bit more about it. Pasco Kids First was selected for the honorary governor by candidates in the past, Paul Freelander a couple years ago and Doug Saxon last year. And so I said, well, I'm going to have to check with my boss about this. But
Please.
But yes, when we were all excited, everybody at Pasco Kids First, our CEO, Rick, our board of directors, everybody was super excited to have Sean represent us, and with his story, and he and his wife Teresa are just awesome in the community, and we knew that we're going to raise a lot of money both for Pasco Kids First and the Chamber.
You will raise a lot of money. I just know you will. Everybody's for who isn't for the kids, really?
Exactly.
And then after our last segment, I mean, listen to these kids. I mean, the kids pouring their heart out. It's just amazing that we have help and hope in this little town, as I say, with a really, really big heart. And we couldn't do it without people like yourselves getting involved. And that's why we love doing these shows, because we raise the awareness, get the message out. And our show can go viral. Let's get it to go viral.
That'd be great.
On Facebook, everywhere on social media. Because really, we've been doing our shows. We're about to celebrate our 2-year anniversary.
That's awesome.
And it's because people like yourself show up, stand up and make a difference, and you're definitely going to do that. So
A lot of this is Paul's fault because Paul talked me into this a little bit. He says, you know,
A little bit?
A little bit. He had called me about a year ago and said, "I'd really like you to do," and I couldn't do it a year ago with some things that were going on in my business life. And Paul said, "Well, we're going to give you a rain check. We're going to call you back next year." And he didn't hesitate. I mean, a year to the date, he called back.
I bet.
And he said, "You remember that promise you made?" And I said, "I did." I said, he goes, "But if you're thinking about working with Pasco Kids First," he goes, Becky Bennett and the team there just do a tremendous job coming around you and putting together all these events. But and so, Paul, I thank you, one, for doing that. Or maybe I'll thank you in a couple more months.
April 29th.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. So you're ready for this debate?
As ready as we can be. We haven't been, you know, given all the questions are still a little private, I understand.
Oh, really? So they're just going to hit you with them right cold, right?
Right. I don't think it'll be as entertaining as what people have seen on TV the past couple of months, but I think you'll come and maybe you will be entertained.
Maybe you will be.
And have a good time.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, so what made you call Sean?
Sean is just, for lack of a better way, Sean's the man in the community. If you've been in the community, you know Sean, and it's not fair to just pick Sean. We have a lot of men and women in this community that stand out, but Sean stands out. He's a giver. He always gives back. He's a fellow Rotarian in Trinity Rotary, as is Becky, and he had said last year that he'd like to do it again. His business didn't allow him to because of the time frame, so we reached back out to him. But I know his business, although the time frame's a little different, it hasn't slowed up that much, and I don't know if this will be taken as a compliment or not, but I suggested to him, because I know how Pasco Kids First works, how Pasco Kids First works, because I've never seen an organization, and I know there's others out there, but I've never seen an organization where the staff and everybody pulls into it. You know, there's a lot of organizations out there that would love to have you raise money. In all fairness, some of them don't have the staff to be able to help, so I'm not trying to pick on them, but this is a staff that takes it personally, knows what it is, and knows how it affects their business, and it's so neat to see that. I mean, the year that I ran, they built a beautiful float for me for Chasco Parade. I mean, it's a phenomenal organization, and if there's anybody, forget the male side of the business, if there's anybody on the female side of the business that stands out in the community, it's this gal right here.
Oh, I
Becky
know.
Bennett.
She's everywhere, and that's so awesome. How long have you been with Pasco Kids?
It'll be 9 years in May.
Now that's dedication.
So I manage the Healthy Families Program, which is our prevention arm of Pasco Kids First. We provide home visits for parents who are at risk in some ways, are either pregnant or have newborns, and we teach them parenting skills. It's a voluntary program, and so once the baby comes in the program, they can stay till they're 5 years old, and it's really, we have tremendous outcomes, and one of the things that I'm most proud of is that the self-sufficiency of the families. Once they've been in the program, they graduated, there's a tremendous amount of who have kept jobs, got off the system, they become self-sufficient, productive citizens, their kids are well taken care of, and we're handing them to the kindergartners, and they're smarter. So it's changing generations after generations of abuse. And one of the things I wanted to say, and that's why I brought the blue pinwheels, is that the timing is really great for us too, because April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. So with Chasco falling within Child Abuse Prevention, the blue pinwheel represents kids who have been healed from abuse, and we're going to have pinwheels at all of our campaign events, and at the parade we're having pinwheels, going to decorate our float with Sean up there and some of the kids that we work with and staff, and it's going to be fun.
Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. Well, your business that kept you from doing it last year was the Sunrise Consulting Corporation.
Yes,
What's that all about?
I own a lobbying firm, so I represent clients all throughout the state of Florida. Actually, my clients were like Pasco County government, Pasco Interstate College, corporate clients, nonprofit clients, and so I had session through the last 2 months that just ended, but it's going to be but not only that. I mean, I have a busy schedule, but their entire group takes their time off. Yes. And that was one of the things that we wanted to talk about and say, hey, would you guys be willing? Because I know it's a lot of work to do this, but you're not only raising money, we're also raising awareness. I mean, today we're getting an opportunity to talk to you about a pinwheel that we wouldn't have an opportunity until some of the folks watching today.
Well, it's our honor That's why we're here. And you know, John Gaston is very giving in the community, and we open up the airwaves. Really,
Yes. Right.
I mean, we do a lot of shows here. My passion is My Chamber TV because of just what we're talking about today. This means more to me than any other job that I've ever done on TV, and I did that in another lifetime. But there's so much more meaning to it because I feel like I'm able to give back a little bit,
Right.
and even get out into the community and dance for dollars. What can I say? But
all of us here have actually.
Dancing with the local stars. All four of us have done it.
You did too, didn't you?
That's
Yeah.
what Sean
did,
and
Sean
those
did.
Oh,
See that?
I'll tell
So
you.
it's all very good.
contagious.
I know it is. It
Well,
is.
I think Pasco County, West Pasco, it's a different type of community.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were just talking before we got on here that when there's a need, that this community steps up. I mean,
It does. Oh, my goodness,
over
it
and
does.
over, and it just impresses me throughout the year how many times that this county does it, whether it's the Rotaries or the other nonprofits, and this is just another example where the county and the folks in our county are willing to do that.
You know, it does. And don't you find that when you're involved with things that are so meaningful like this, that it also brings those relationships, those business relationships closer?
It
because
does.
you really get a chance to peek into the soul of people
Right.
and see what they're really made of.
Absolutely.
And after all, we are getting back to building real face-to-face relationships now, and not so much this
Right.
and the phones and all that. And that's what I love about the chambers. It's all about really getting with people and doing these events and just engaging with one another.
If we have a couple of seconds, you've got tell us a couple of the events you got coming up. You got some fun stuff coming up.
Absolutely. As you know, you just talked about the candidate debate coming up on the 31st.
Yes.
We got a lot going on in like 1 week. We have a ladies' night and fashion show. We'd love to have you come by. I think you'll really enjoy it. April 23rd is a kickball tournament, and you may not think much of it, but it is a competitive tournament. I'm telling you, you need to come out and get a team.
Yeah?
Get on there. It's only $150.
This is the third year. They started the year that
Third
I
year.
ran, and it's,
Oh, yeah?
and it is. I got to tell you, it is a blast. But like Sean said, it's getting. The Bill Rackets won last year, Gus Bill Rackets' team, and it gets real competitive at the end.
So it's not just that there's going to be awards there, but it's a competitive event. And of course, we'll have we're calling it Foster Kids Cinco de Mayo is our celebration, and we're selling tickets. We're selling 125 tickets and $100 a piece to raise money for this. And on there, you can win a condo, $500 gift certificate, games to the
nice.
Rays, and some jewelry, diamond jewelry. So. We have all types of opportunities for anybody that wants to get involved in different events, whether it's sports, whether it's ladies, fashion, or even buying some tickets.
Boy, you got a little bit of something
We
going
do.
on in every arena there,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's exciting. Do you have any more events or anything else? You've got your hands full there, girl, with your Pasco Kids First, don't you?
I think that's it for the Shauna events. We always have things going on with the Child Abuse Prevention Month, and we're excited about Taste of Pasco, which
tell
is
them
coming
what-
up at the end of April. It's the Leadership Pasco class of 2016. They have it's their 6th annual Taste of Pasco, and they've chosen Pasco Kids First as one of the recipients of the funds from that.
Go figure.
So-
Isn't that awesome?
Isn't that
That's awesome.
great?
Yeah, so it's Pasco Kids First Pay Center for Girls and the Angelus House. So we're really excited about that. I just was doing an interview with that this morning.
Did you say the PACE?
Pay Center for Girls? Yep.
I went over there and visited them, and they've moved now. They're over
They
in.
have?
They're across the
on
street
Little
from
Road.
us.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah.
Yes.
How about that? I haven't been to the new place,
Yeah.
but I visited. Was it 2014 when we did
Yeah, it
the
was-
dancing?
yeah.
Right.
And I went over, and that was amazing. That they are wonderful people over
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
Gail Armstrong.
Yes.
Does an
Yeah.
amazing job. My
I
wife's
know.
on their board, and this is
I
so
love
those
it.
girls touch your hearts too.
I love
oh.
it. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
All right, and thank
Good to see
you,
you
my
again.
dear.
Thank you.
Love you, and you guys will be back.
Please.
And of course, my friend Paul's going to stick around. We're going to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. More to come.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
Providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
Coming here, you're not just like an ordinary patient. You're actually like treated like a family member, and like you're treated like he actually gets to know you and makes you smile.
Welcome to New Tampa Pediatric Dental, and we are the Bees!
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex. Short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Ever need a doctor after hours? Well, searching won't help. But what do? You could go to the urgent care or ER, but if only there was a better way. Introducing the MNO Plus Card. No waiting rooms, no copay, no consultation fee, giving you 24/7 access to a doctor by phone or online. It's easy to get started with affordable plans starting at $15 a month for a family of 5. For more information, visit mnoplus.com today.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly. And, of course, Paul Friedlander is still with us today for West Pasco.
I'm your co-host that she's trying to keep out of trouble in between the breaks.
Yeah, because we have a lot of fun. I don't want to say way too much fun. That's never possible. But we do have a brand new membership with West Pasco,
yes.
And that's what we like to do, is to bring in some seasoned members, bring in a new member. And so today we have Ken and Ruth Watkins. Your charity of choice is SPCA, and you have GSF Mortgage Lenders Business. And you've been doing this for a good little while, so got some experience there. What made you get involved with the chamber?
Well, since 1989, I've lived here. We've lived here. He was 91. And, mortgage financing is very personal, and I'm that type of person where I love helping people with a struggle like that. I mean, it's a big purchase. So between, doing mortgages and my love of animals, I think, this was just a perfect opportunity for us to become involved more in the community instead of behind the desk, which I was always.
Now, how new are you?
We're new.
Brand new?
Yeah.
Couple months. They're doing the ribbon cutting at the Verizon Event Center tomorrow.
Yeah, probably 6 months, I'd say.
Yeah.
Probably
Nice.
6 months or so.
Oh, very, very
But how
nice.
exciting is it, not only a new member, but to then turn around right away and jump right into the honorary governor's race?
I'm trying to process all this all at once. You're new and you're
We're gung-ho.
Wow, that's like really jumping right in. Absolutely. How do you feel about that? Did you have to think twice?
No, not at all. I actually had to do the charities because they're all very good charities.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought one that was close to my heart, animals, and I knew that their kennels were in need of help. So we figured that we'd get together and form a team and try to make a cause of it.
Ken, do you have some specific? I know they weren't unable to attend today, but do you have? And I'm not trying to put you on the spot. Do you have some specific information of the number of pets they take care of, or where they're at, or?
I do have information, but I don't have it with me.
Right.
I know Tuesday they're bringing in like 30. Oh, actually, that's today. They're processing 30 dogs.
Oh my goodness.
And they had surgeries. And the thing is that I would like to say about the SPCA is that it is a no-kill shelter. They will house that animal until it gets adopted. The sad part is that, not all places are that way. And dogs or cats, any animals, are on a very limited time. And so we really need to support our local SPCA to help increase the adoptions, to help move the animals, give them more housing so that they can accommate it. Because they do spend time going to the kill shelters and taking animals from there that otherwise would be euthanized. I actually did formal rescue for 5 years.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I was a 501c3 and handled 5 states, and it can be overwhelming.
Oh, I know, because there's so many animals.
It's
that need-
heartbreak.
I know it's heartbreaking.
It's a heartbreak, but it's also a heart reward.
I was just going to say
it's
that.
just
yes.
as rewarding.
Yes, when you can give back like you guys are doing. Absolutely.
You know, I mean, you got to help the ones that can't talk for themselves, kids, animals, you know.
Yes.
And I just love the fact that, you know, we can use this opportunity to get together and, you know, every little bit counts. And I want to share these guys with you.
Oh, awesome.
There are little bracelets that say, until there are none, rescue one.
Oh, I love
So,
that. Thank you. I will
Do
wear
you guys have a
this.
number of pets at home, or?
I have 7 dogs.
Of course you do. How does that not surprise me? Right?
Yeah, I also have a mouse that I raised.
You have a mouse?
Yeah, my husband found a little brand new born mouse, and so I had to raise it. So he's 3.5.
3.5. No
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah.
How's he get along with all the dogs?
Oh, he has his own habitat, so he doesn't care. You know.
How about you have no cats?
No.
No cats.
No,
Or
he
you-
wouldn't like that.
No, I was going to say that might not be a good mix there.
Yeah,
Well, how can we help you guys here on My Chamber TV?
Do you know? I think actually this
helps.
opportunity
Puts the word out.
helps to, you know, just bring awareness of, you know, because I was a workaholic, still am, and didn't really know what was going on in my community. And just this exposure in this last year to see the relationships in the community and what actually changes that people come together make, it's mind-blowing.
And you know, it's interesting. This is your heart speaking. I can hear it. You didn't say how you have grown your business, but the relationships,
Oh, yeah.
which is what you were saying, what Chip was saying earlier. And that's really where it has to start.
Right.
Is building those relationships and jumping right in. And
Yeah.
obviously you didn't think twice about jumping in for honorary governor. This is so
Barbara,
fabulous.
I know we probably have some people, not probably, we have people watching now, and so we talked to Sean and Becky about their events. And this young lady, when she came in, apologized for her attire, although I think it looks fine. But she's leaving here and going where?
Oh, our bowling event. This is our first big event.
Oh.
It's bowling for babies.
FUR.
Yeah, FUR, fur babies.
I love it.
Yeah.
Where is it at?
It's at Langlo South
Okay.
on
It's
right
Old
off County
54.
54.
Okay.
Mhm.
I know right where it is.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so we have some nice raffle gifts, 50-50, and lanes and pizza. So we're hoping to have a really good turnout. And
some fun and raise a little bit of money.
That is going to be fun. That is going to be fun.
Our next event is a poker run on the 26th of March.
Okay. So you
know.
guys are going to be real busy. You're not going to have any
And that event's going
problem.
to start where?
It starts actually at Harley on 54,
Nice.
and then it ends. I've never been to one, but it sounds really fun. Kickstand Downs at Kickin' Wings. So we're going to have a TV to raffle off there, and you know, just prizes that we've gathered up, and hopefully to add more, and just try to do what we can to make as much money as we can, and
awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is exciting, and I love to see husband and wife getting involved like this, because then you just double the energy,
Yeah.
and double the everything, right?
Yeah. When you're an animal lover like I am, you have to have somebody who supports you.
Oh boy! Oh, I know.
And your 7 dogs.
That's right.
And your 7 dogs.
And your 7
Do you have a
That's right.
combination? Big, small?
Yeah, too big. And the rest of them are little.
Now, did you rescue all these dogs?
Yes.
God bless you.
Every one of them.
How about
every
that?
one of them.
What's your oldest one?
She's, or actually, it's a he, and he's 16, and he's a Chihuahua.
Oh boy, they live a long
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Yeah, you sound like my sister. She has 7 or 8 dogs too. She cannot go to the shelter.
Yeah.
Unless she's prepared to bring one home.
Yeah.
She drove over a couple of states. She saw one on Facebook, and I think it was a Chihuahua.
Oh, yeah.
And went and got it, brought it
What's
home.
funny is the little Chihuahuas, they're the ones that rule the roost.
Of course of course. Of course.
So, you know, they know. Luckily, big dogs know.
To stay out of their way, right?
Yeah.
The
So
big dogs think they're little, the little ones think they're big.
That's right. They get away with it.
Just out of curiosity, I don't know if you know, does the SPCA Suncoast, do they work with foster too or not?
Yes, yeah, they do.
Oh, good.
They do have, and there's always a need for foster homes.
Okay.
Always.
And how does that work? I know people understand when you say foster, you're talking about children. How does that work with dogs and animals and cats?
It helps add space. You know, when you don't have have space for the animals, sometimes you need you have a dog or a cat, mainly dogs, that would have maybe a behavioral problem that is like a fear-based or something,
yes.
and needs a little more love and care and sort of be, you know, right with the world again, you know,
Right.
that it's adoptable. That's the whole idea, is to get them rehomed. And I know it's hard when people foster to give up the dog, you know, but actually if you kind of think that, you know, you're making room for someone else and you just kind of do it in that way, becoming a foster home.
Is there a time frame, or how do they go about doing something like that?
I can't say specifically what their guidelines are for
Right.
like per dog, but I know as a rule, because that's what I did, there's like a rehab and then a veterinary process and all of that that goes in to make a dog that's adoptable at that point. Once an animal is you know, ready, then they start interviewing new homes or going to places at events, bringing the dogs there. We're going to actually have some dogs at the poker run.
Are you?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, good.
So, you know,
Good.
so they can meet and greet, and it's if it's not in your face, it's easy to not think about.
Well, exactly, and it's much easier to take them home when they are in your face. It just just that look, they give
That's
you that
right.
look. Do you find that very many of the foster moms and dads end up adopting them? Does that happen?
It does happen, sure, especially usually first-time fosters.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because it's like, you know, they get attached. How can you not get attached?
I know.
You know? So, you know, hey, we can find foster homes and maybe they can become forever homes, and that's good. We need more foster homes.
I know.
That way.
And,
Well-
and let them, I'm sorry,
Yeah, no,
Barb,
go
but
ahead.
Let them know, I know a lot of people probably do, but let them know where the SPCA Suncoast is located.
Yes.
It's on Congress.
It's still on Congress.
It's on Congress. They've been
Okay.
in that building for 52 years.
I remember them when I first moved here.
Yeah, I remember becoming aware of the need for the kennel renovation probably 8 months ago or so, and I actually started a Fund Me page, and I thought maybe I could do something like that, and then just things kind of unfolded, and here came the honorary governor thing, and we just said, let's just do that. Let's just.
And do they
you
have
know.
hours? Because I know sometimes people get frustrated. They say, oh, they listened and they heard, and now they're going to go out there and it's not open, because I know they're not open
Right.
all the time.
I can't tell you exactly their hours. I can tell you that all you have to do is call, and there's an automated message, because most of, you know, the people we're working out there are volunteers. So, you know, it will tell you specifically the times the shelter's open, as well as, you know, the hours that you can
And
visit.
if you didn't catch that, if you want to spend some time volunteering, there obviously are some openings for that out at the SPCA Suncoast also.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you can
never have
too many
enough volunteers. Yeah,
That's-
we need to
that's-
stand up.
A lot of places to volunteer.
I'm so glad, and I really am. It's so great to have you guys on the show today, and good luck
Thank
with you for your honorary governorship, if you will. Are you looking forward to the debate?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Can't wait. It should be fun.
I can't wait to see him run around with that egg and, you know, do all the Olympic stuff. That's going to be hysterical.
That is going to be fun. Well, I just think this is great. We've had a great show today, and you can just get it. This gives you an idea of how the chamber actually gets involved in the community with things like this. Now, whoever would have thought, honorary governor.
I know.
To
How
help
fun is
out
that?
kids and animals. I mean, and that is what really tugs at our heartstrings, our kids and animals, you know? So you're all really in it to win it, every single one of you, and I wish
right.
you all the very, very best. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on the show.
Thank
and
you so
thank
much.
you. Good luck.
Thank you.
And it looks like, I think it's time to close our show today.
As always, it goes fast. We have
I
fun.
can't even believe it. So I just want to thank you guys for joining in as our viewers, and think about it. If you haven't joined the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce and you live in this area, we would love to have you join and just get involved with the community. Who knows? You never know. You may end up on My Chamber TV one day. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you tomorrow. We have Trinity Odessa joining us. Have a blessed evening.